folks, welcome back to Pop Pop Fizzle. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Heidi.
And we're here to talk about Annihilation. We just got back from seeing this new movie starring Natalie Portman, Oscar Isaac, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Tessa Thompson was in there, and a host of other actors and actresses that we're familiar with. Benedict Wong also had a small part there. It's a relatively new movie out in theaters. Mm-hmm. We have been sickly, so we haven't had a lot of chance to jump out and see movies in the theater, but date night tonight, we saw Annihilation, so we thought we'd come home and tell you what we thought about it.
Yeah. I remember seeing the trailers for this in the movies, kind of curious about it. I didn't realize it was based on a book, so that's, okay, that's cool. So, it looked interesting. It was something, curious, but, I wasn't necessarily, running out to see it. But, we, wanted to go out tonight and we just decided to go see that one.
And maybe it's because I haven't paid as close attention as I usually do to things, but I do remember seeing the trailer early on and having some interest in seeing it. I mainly remember the bubbly sort of rainbow effect of the shimmer, and as it's called in the film, and thinking that it seemed to be a different kind of film for Natalie Portman, so I was interested in that aspect of it. But then I don't recall seeing a lot after that.
No, not a whole lot of talk about it, not a whole lot of
my
buzz.
guess is that's on me. I probably missed some other trailers. So I didn't have a lot to work with going into this. And this is not a spoiler review. We're not going in depth here. No. But it is an interesting, I would say, sci-fi,
sort of
sci-fi sort of horror, not really horror.
Not really horror, not really
Thanks.
thriller.
Have we vagued that up for you?
But definitely sci-fi. Looking at
as
it.
Horror elements, horror themes.
Themes, yeah. I mean, looking back at the trailer, I thought, it seemed kind of almost video game-ish, kind of almost like...
I can see that take.
Yeah, just we already know something had happened, and we're the player. We're going in, we're taking a look and seeing, and it wasn't like a first person thing or anything like that. But it was definitely interesting.
From the trailer, not spoilery, we know that from the trailer that something has happened to Oscar Isaac's character. That Natalie Portman is. I'm not sure if I got from the trailer that it was his wife or his girlfriend, but someone who cares about him clearly, concerned about how he's come back and what's going wrong with him since he's come back. And ventures into what we now know is called the Shimmer. I don't think that's a big spoiler there.
No.
And so the movie is pretty much what I thought it would be from the trailer. It's about further exploration of this phenomena and trying to get to the answers of what's causing it and what it's doing and what it's about. I knew from the trailer that we'd get some spectacular visuals.
Everything
I felt like we did.
It was very pretty. It was very pretty. Very interesting, very creative. I'd have to say kudos to the art department on this because there was a lot of, I'm sure a lot of work, what's that word for it? A lot of elements to work with from, I'm sure, the text. So not having read it, being able to bring that out there and show us what it's supposed to look like it was gorgeous.
Right. Now, if you've read the book, maybe you can comment on whether or not they were
if they got
precise
it right
enough with all of that. We don't really have that perspective we can't really speak on that. I did point out one or two places to you where I felt like the focus was a little soft, probably because the effects there were a little more difficult to render out and that sort of thing, and so the focus was a little softer to kind of hide maybe some more difficult effects. But it didn't take me out of the movie. I mean, I noticed it because I noticed those things anyway. I'm not sure your average film goer would care would notice.
I didn't notice until you pointed it out, and it was... I felt like it was in keeping with the mood of the characters that we're exploring because
things were kind of hazy.
So much to look at, and you can't really focus on one specific thing. And if you do, you'll see it. But it's everything else is kind of in the periphery.
Yeah, without spoiling anything, there's definitely a visual vibe to this film, and some of that is a little bit of a hazy blurriness, and so I think probably it helped in those instances to cover some things. I thought the sound design was really noticeable to me, especially as we delved a little deeper into the more mysterious side of what's unfolding in the story. The sound design really became, I wouldn't say off-putting, but kind of took a disturbing edge, a distorted edge that made you feel a little bit uncomfortable and on edge, and I felt like that really helped some of those scenes as well.
So kudos to the sound design folks. Good job.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought all the actors were on point. I didn't have a problem with anybody's performance.
No, nobody seemed
there at all.
Yeah, nobody seemed like they were dialing it in, and nobody seemed like they were chewing the scenery. So everyone, good job there.
And aside from Oscar Isaac, who has a pretty crucial role, although he doesn't have a lot of screen time, he's just a vital part of the plot line. And then Benedict Wong, who has just a small role, I would say, not a cameo, but not a starring role in any sense of the word. But aside from those two men, it's a very female-driven cast.
And at one point in time, not really a spoiler, but I think it was noticed by the characters that it was women that were being sent in, and they never really not spoilery, but I felt like they didn't really play into that as much as they could have.
Right. So it wasn't something that became a preachy sort of girl power kind of thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that in whatever circumstances that works, but it would have seemed a bit off here, and they didn't give us that. It was literally just experts and people that were qualified to do these things going into this situation. And I thought it really worked. I bought into it. I didn't think about the fact that I was watching a primarily female cast dealing with all of these elements. It was people. The people I was following. So I thought that was handled really well. And I think it can come off as really ham-fisted when some stories do that.
If they don't do it right.
If the direction and the acting is not done in a way that keeps it from having that sort of over-the-top ham-fisted thing. But instead, what we got was a solid story with a strong ensemble cast, everybody pulling their weight, everybody stepping up to the plate and delivering with their performance. I thought it was...
And a pretty background, pretty design.
Yeah, lots of good visual design, lots of good sound design, and so for me, it made a solid, entertaining picture.
Yeah, it was a great picture. Just a little under 2 hours.
Yeah. So what we do, I think it's hour 55. I think was the full runtime on that.
Perfect.
So what we do normally, our way of rating things is we either give something a pop if it's acceptable. Check it out when you get a chance, even if it's not until Redbox, Netflix, whatever. Or it's a double pop, which is go out and see it now, see it on the big screen, throw some popcorn back and a large soda and enjoy yourself. Or it's a fizzle, which means save your money. It really wasn't worth our time. Very few movies fizzle. You have to be working overtime to be a fizzle for us.
Yeah,
not that some movies couldn't do that, but certainly.
Yeah, I mean, we try to see the good in at least the attempts or the where things did work. We try to see those sorts of things.
Yeah. So. Now we haven't talked about how we would rate this film.
No.
So for you, is it a pop or is it a double pop?
I'd say it's a pop and a half, actually.
Pop and a half.
Pop and a half. Sorry, we had to introduce a new rating in there, but I think it just depends on the type of film goer. So, I mean, for some people, this is something that, you really do need to go out and see because it is just so well done, or it would be of benefit for you to see it on a big screen. Or for some folks, it would be, definitely worth the watch, but maybe not worth running out for. So, for everyone else, for me, I felt like it was, pop and a half.
Right. So we went out, I used, my Movie Pass, not a sponsor. And Heidi had a gift card that she used, and so we did that. We didn't have to pay for a sitter, so under our circumstances, that's one thing. But maybe in your circumstance, if you're paying $50 to have the night at the movies plus a sitter or whatever else, then maybe this isn't a go out and see it now for you. For me, though, I feel like unless you got a really big screen TV where you could really appreciate all of the design
High
aspects
defness.
of this and the colors and all of that, that maybe it's worth it to catch a matinee or to see it on the big screen if you've got a movie pass. Again, not a sponsor. Yeah, to check it out and see it on the big screen. So I think I'll go the extra mile and double pop it because
Okay.
I felt like it was a pretty solid
Yeah.
2 hours worth of entertainment for me.
Yeah, definitely good.
Or whatever I missed because I ran out to go to the bathroom. But yeah, I missed a little bit. I have a
That's
5 or
okay.
6-year-old girl sometimes. It's a thing. Anyway, that's what we thought about Annihilation. We're curious, have you seen it yet? If so, what did you think? Comment below and let us know. And if you like this video,
Hit the thumbs up.
that's right. And think about subscribing to our channel. We value all of our subscribers and we love doing what we do. Your subscription helps us do that. And if you're already subscribed, click that little bell icon so you can be notified the next time we do a review or a reaction or Heidi sings an aria. Whatever may happen. Who knows? She's not going to do that. Anyway, until next time, folks. Bye.